All right, Bulls fans, we are back, and today we are going to be talking about the Zach Lavine media availability. And the first thing that he says is that everyone on the team needs to be better as a player, which will improve us to winning, and everyone will be a better player. They'll start improving the stat sheet and start improving everything and just basketball in general. And they'll definitely start to win games and be better as a team. And we definitely need that because this year we were a sub 500 team and we were 40 and 42 and we were not the best as a group. But we definitely need to work on a lot of things, and definitely a lot of players need to work on a lot of things. But Zach also mentioned consistency, as everybody that has done a media availability, they've all mentioned consistency. And you could hear it in my other videos. Go check those out. And they've all mentioned it because we have been very inconsistent, and are not very good at that, being consistent. We would go on 3-game win streaks, and then they would just deplete. It's 3-game. We never got over a 3-game win streak. But Zach said he has confidence in this group. Me personally, I don't think I have the best of confidence in this group because this group is definitely there's a lot of things that need to be fixed, but there's definitely a lot of things that are positive about this group. There's a lot of things positive about this group. But he said we are close to being a good team. And I can agree. There's definitely a few tweaks that need to be made for us to be below or above a 500 team. And we could definitely do and improve to be over a 500 team. He said we turned out to be a pretty damn good defensive team. I agree with that. But there's size definitely needs to be added into the defensive part of the game for the Chicago Bulls, and we definitely need to pick up some defensive players, maybe some 3-and-D players in the offseason, but I don't know. We'll get into that later. He also said Zoe going down made them play different roles than they are used to. So Zoe going down last year definitely made all the Bulls players have to play different roles than they are used to and be in different positions on the court and figure out different things that they aren't used to. And there was a lot of new things for different players. That's probably why after Zoe was down, everything started to go downhill that last season, and we went on a very bad run. After Zoe went down, we couldn't figure out anything, and then in the first round, we got beat by the Milwaukee Bucks 4-1, and it was not very good, but it happens, and we definitely had to figure out things faster that year, but it didn't happen, and we're on to this year now. But he said we have to be better collectively, which kind of ties back to the first thing I said. Everyone has to be better, because when everyone's better, the whole team's better, and it really works out for the Chicago Bulls. And he said my knee felt great this season, which is very good to hear. We want a healthy Zach Lavine, because if we can get a Zach Lavine that plays like he did after the All-Star break, we'll be golden. And we just kind of need to build a little bit around Zach and Vooch, and I think we'll have a great team. And that might just be my opinion, but I don't know what y'all think, but let me know in the comments. But I think we should build around maybe Zach and Vooch and get some 3-and-D guys around them, some three-point shooters. We need a little bit of size off the bench. We do have Andre Drummond, but he is a free agent this offseason, so we'll see how that goes. But we definitely need to add some stuff to the team, as I've been saying in the previous videos and everything. But he also said being able to play with DeMar the past 2 years has been great. That's really good to hear. I think DeMar has really pushed Zach to be a better player, as has Patrick Beverly. Patrick Beverly has definitely pushed Zach to be a better player, because when he came in, he said, do not pass the ball, do your thing and score, because Zach is a pure scorer. He definitely is not really a facilitator, but he could handle the rock. He can definitely score, and he can do multiple things on the offensive end. He definitely needs to work on a little bit of defense, but his defense has improved. But he also needs to work on late game turnovers, clutch turnovers, like in the clutch. He has a very, very bad IQ in the clutch, and we definitely need for that to improve this offseason so that we can win the games in the clutch and not have turnovers in it, which lead to fast break points, and we don't want those, because those bring momentum for the other team, and then they start to grow their lead, and we lose. But he also said Zach said he learned different things from DeMar, which I'm sure he really worked on the mid-range with DeMar. I'm sure he worked around a lot of footwork too with DeMar. I'm sure DeMar's taught him a lot of stuff, and that's good to hear that DeMar is really mentoring Zach, which is good, because we want Zach to be always improve, because he's a star player, and we need him to play like a star player with that $200 million contract that we gave him. And if he's not doing that, then I don't know why we gave it to him. But he said, I feel like we have been playing catch up a lot, and that is very true, because most teams have 3-pointers, and it feels like we're down like AK said. It feels like we start down by 8, but not having a lot of 3-point shooters, and we're always playing catch up. The first half we are always getting demolished by any team, and then when the second half comes around, it's like we want to turn the whole game around and start playing basketball, and we either do that and it's like nerve-wracking and we're about like down to the last seconds, or we get that little 5-7 point lead and we are able to hold on to that and really finish the game. And we really don't want to have to start slow every game. That's how it was every game this year, and that's how the inconsistency was. But that was not inconsistent, and we don't want, or that was consistent, and we don't want that to be consistent. We want to start off strong. We want to start off every game strong, so that we can be the best team that we are and the best team that I know we can be. And he said that Vooch has been great since he has been here. He doesn't get enough credit for what he does for the team. I 100% agree. Vooch is definitely our top priority. Go check that video out that I made about Vooch. But he's definitely one of our priorities to resign. But he also has been very good for us, and his rebounding and his defensive stats don't really show it. But he's definitely really improved while coming to the Chicago Bulls. But I'm hoping that the Bulls can re-sign Vooch and really improve and build around Zach and Vooch, because I feel like there's a few things with DeMar that he might not be here, but that could be for another video. But Zach also said he's one of the best centers in the league, and I agree. He's top 10 in rebounds, and he's top 3 or top 10 in a few categories, and he's definitely, I feel if we replace Vooch, we aren't going to really find another center that is very that can do what he can do. There's not many centers that can really shoot the 3 ball like him, rebound like him, and there's a lot of aspects to it that, like, in the post, he shot like 66% from, which is that's elite numbers. And once you start getting out a little bit, it went from like 66 to 50 to 40. Like, I would take that from a center, especially 66% in the paint. That is automatic numbers, and we need that. And Zach also, he kept mentioning consistency. The Bulls really need to work on that consistency, and Zach needs to really work on his late game IQ. He really needs to work on his basketball IQ, but that's just really a thing for him. That's not really you really got to get used to the game, read the plays through your head and everything, and really get to the spots and get to the people that can handle it and everything, and don't make bad passes. But Zach definitely, I feel like Zach's definitely going to pop off this year or next year after this offseason, if we can definitely build around him and do some good things with the roster. If Acme can definitely put a team together, then I think we'll be pretty good this next upcoming year. And I think Zach can definitely be the big leader for that. And Vooch, he could be maybe second, third option again. And, he could ball out again. He averaged 19 points, 11 rebounds this season. I think he can definitely do his thing. And Zach can definitely do his thing and really help lead this team to the playoffs. And I think Zach is that player. If he can really use his abilities to how he can use it. Like that Toronto game, he went crazy that game. But that's the elite Zach Lavine that we need all the time. But that's going to be all for this one, y'all. And I hope y'all have a good day. Check out my other videos, subscribe, and see you Red Bulls fans.